Welcome to the Prosure application, coined from the word protocol and insurance. It is basically a platform where users can come insure their protocols. It was inspired by the hacks and fails of so many protocols. This ensures that users don't totally lose on all investments in protocols that fail or crash. So this is basically the landing page, as you can see. And without further much ado, I would take you through the process. In this application, there are basically three main users. They are the owners of the protocol, that's those who create the protocols. They are the users, those who come and buy covers under the protocols, and they are the risk assessors, which are those who come to invest in protocols like backup protocols, increase the covers on protocols. So at the end, they gain profits either ways because the sole aim is profits regardless. So let's get started with the first process, which is creating a protocol. So first, this is how it works. The user comes to the insure protocol tab or get insured, whichever. Moment you click it, it shows you a list of already listed protocols, as you can already see. So to enlist your own protocol, you tap the Insure Unlisted protocol. And as you click it, we are going to pick a protocol like, let's say, XBlast. Then you ask for the domain link xblast.com, right? Then amount of cover. This amount of cover is basically in a native token. In this our case, we're using a mock USDC, which is the native token here for transactions on this chain. So we're going to do like 100 USDC. Then our description is going to be basically a protocol cover. And then below are risk levels, which defines the amount of risk involved in each protocol. A good protocol will have 0% risk. A protocol with, depending on the risk, yes, a bad protocol will have like a high risk, but we know nobody really give it his project bad risks. This risk level determines the calculations for the covers provided, how much cover, and what's the cost will be, or what the interest to be for the users. So on this, we're going to go with maybe the 25%. And then, my bad, we have not connected our wallet also. So, well, we've basically connected our wallets. And yes, switch network to the RootStock. And yes, we're connected. So from here, we can confirm insurance. The moment you confirm insurance, it awaits user approval. We approve 100, yes, next, approve. There are two phases in these transactions basically. There's where you approve the contract to spend a certain amount from your wallet. Then there's where you now send the amount to, or the contract, you allow the contract take the amount, or you send the amount to the contract. So the RPCs are, I don't know if it's the fault of the RPCs, but the transactions take time to be validated. So we're going to have to wait for the second pop-up before we can proceed. But while this is on, I would further go into explaining the other parts. So the covers provided here basically are like a maximum amount of covers are basically like commodities. So if I'm providing 100 USDC and each customer decides to buy 10 USDC worth, that means they can only purchase 10 covers, and after that, covers are exhausted. So this is where, okay, yeah, this is back. But this is where the risk assessor comes in. I will proceed with the process while I explain, and covers to the cover available. So more users can buy covers, and then at the period of maybe a month or a year, depending on how long the cover is supposed to last, is exhausted and the project doesn't crash or fail, the spoils are shared between the organization and the owner of the protocols, as well as a risk assessor. But if it fails, Then a certain percentage goes to all the users who bought covers and stuff like that. So confirm, and then transaction in progress. If our transactions go through or are processed, we could also view the transaction details, like go to the scan directly. Like clicking view transaction now takes you to the address of where the last transaction was carried out and everything, transaction hash, status pending, because our transactions have not yet been validated. So until it is okay, transactions approved. If you look below now, you could see a new protocol has been added, Xblast. So this is for the protocol owner now. Now, as a risk assessor, if you come to this platform and you have seen one of these protocols and you're like, okay, I like the concept of this protocol and I want to, or I believe I've done my research on this protocol and I think they are trustworthy. So I should be able to add covers. You could all click on add cover. Once you click add cover, specify the amount you want to add as a risk assessor. The amount determines the amount that will be available, the amount of covers you're providing, and it's also in turn determines your profit depending on how the protocol fares with the given time. So let's say you add an extra 100. Remember, we added 100 the last time, so you should have 200 at the end of this. So if you confirm insurance, it does the same process. It awaits your approval, and after your approval, then it gives you a validation, then it awaits your deposits, I think, to the contract. So same thing, it's still taking time. If you notice at the end of these transactions, we should be able to have 200 USDC as cover provided for that protocol. So as the risk assessor, this is basically how you make your profits. If at the end the protocol does not fail as you um, predicted, then you're good to go. You make your profits from what is left. The protocols bought, the profits from all those are shared and the likes like that, and everything is done. So after approving most of this, right, then we go to the third user, which is supposed to be the normal user. So basically, the normal user, after this whole process, we could pause the since the transaction is still in process. It would reflect over time rather than waste time on this. So if you click outside the modal, it should close. Notice we are still having 100 USDC, but as a normal user, if you want to insure, you come here, click on insure, then ask for the cover address. The cover address, I'm just going to use my default address here. Then the covered amount of USDC you want to, let's say 10, then a period of, let's say 30 days. So if I select this now, I agree to the terms and condition and I confirm. The moment I confirm, it asks for approval, same way, because I am buying a cover now. But okay, something wrong with the calculation here, but let's say 10 USDC. I'm buying a cover here, and then I approve, and then it prompts me to spend. There are two um, proposals. Sorry, there are two n- there are two wallet interactions here. After the approval, um, you allow it or you make payments, right? So this transaction processing is going to take a while, I said, as I explained the last time. And after all this is done, then we could now proceed to the dashboards of everybody. But there is actually a fourth party in all of this. That's for cases where a specific transaction was the word, specific cover, or at the end of the 30 days and the transaction failed or did not fail, or there's a when the transaction fails rather, as a user claims or tries to claim his his cover, it is pushed to the third party, which is the governance. The governance now confirms that okay, this specific cover is ripe and it could be claimed, or this specific cover could not be claimed. Notes the capacity of this cover increased to 200 based on our last deposit. We had to skip because of the RPC issues to save our time. So on this part, if you go to the dashboards, profiles, you see two dashboards. One is the insurer dashboard and one is the normal dashboard. Normal dashboard shows a list of covers that were bought and the profits on each covers. This is based on the cover of the user. Then the next cover, which is the insurer, the next dashboard, which is the insurer dashboard, shows the amount of insurance covers, the active ones, and the ones you can claim insurance on. So this is basically for where you bought covers. This first dashboard now is for where you invested in covers, right? So you could that's where you added cover. You could either withdraw your cover or withdraw profits based on which is ripe and which is not ripe. For now, there are no ripe ones, so I can't really demonstrate. So back to the governance part now. The last part of this video, the governance part is where we you make votings based on who is supposed or supposed not to receive payments for whichever claims or governance whatsoever or cover whatsoever. So to join the DAO, you need to deposit a certain amount, but to be able to vote, your amount needs to be up to at least 11,000 USDC or USDT, whatsoever the token might be then, but in this case USDC. And each voting power equals 11,000 USDC. So there's no point being in the governance without being able to vote. So you must have at least a minimum of 11,000 USDC. And if you want to have more than one voting power, then you pay 2 times, 3 times, but in multiples of 11,000. So if I want to join the governance DAO now, I click join the governance DAO. It tells me welcome to Prosure. To join, you must meet the following conditions. You must have a maximum of 10,000, a minimum of 100,000 USDC. Okay, the maximum is 11,000. Sorry, 1,000, 110,000. So if we go for 11,000, you can only do this once. So I'm going to go with 66,000, meaning I should have 6 voting powers. I'm going to proceed. So it's going to go through the same process. I wait approval, then whatever from my wallet. So with this now, you can vote on any or whichever proposal. Sorry, whichever they're like proposals, yes, that come up or disputes, whichever the case may be. And I think it's supposed to be a 60-40. Moment you have like a 60%, when the user has like a 60% vote of the DAO members in his favor, then he's good to go. I think within a 24 hour. Okay, there's no time set yet. It's good to go, and vice versa. If you don't have up to 20, then you lose your cover, because if you don't have up to 60%, then you lose your cover. So I think this transaction should be done. By now, it should be done. So under governance, you can go and see members of the governance. And you could see that I have been added 66,000 balance and 6K voting power. I am like the only member presently because it was just newly deployed on the RootStock network, and other members too can be added. You can visit the live link here provided above and in the submission to exploit. And under the governance, there's also proposal. For now, there are no proposals because they have not been live interactions. So these are just dummy proposals to explain how most of these things go. This is where you vote yes, no, whatsoever. But they're basically dummy proposals. None have really been made yet. We're still testing out most of these features. I think that's basically it. And these are claims as well. based on the claims you've submitted or you've pushed, so they become proposals, and then from then on they are cleared. That's basically it for now. Thank you very much.